Hi, everybody. CMattDye here, doing an interview with Sears Space Otter Society, if I could speak correctly. I got my friend Chris here. He was an OG at SEAL Society, and it's really great to see him finally put a face to the name. When I first started in SEAL Society, he was kind of like the OG, and like celebrity status. So we never really got a chance to speak, and now we're actually getting a chance. So it's great to see you, Chris. How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks for having me. Yeah, that is
Awesome,
funny. It
awesome.
it reminds me of all those times, just grinding up the community and SEAL Society from the very early days. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. Always good things. So how did you come up with Space Otter Society?
Oh yeah, man. Well, first, thanks for taking the time to do this. I know, from doing some AMAs and even just audio type stuff with other folks who are gracious enough to kind of do it and help people get exposed to new projects. Like it takes a lot of work and a lot of effort to edit everything or set it all up. You got to have all the right tech and all that kind of thing. So just thank you, because we don't, and so we kind of rely on these other people like you to kind of help us get the word out. So just wanted to say thank you. um,
Well, thank you.
Space Otter Society was not my idea. So I was approached through a couple kind of mutual servers that we were on. Our moderator Cheeky Binga, he's one of our current
Okay.
mods at SOS, and he actually approached me and was like, "Hey, I know this guy, and he's starting a project, and he needs a community manager." And I told him all about you, and he's interested. Do you want to talk? And so I talked with Aaron. He's the primary founder. He goes by Rarhi in the Discord, and that's how I got involved in SOS. But initially it was the community manager role, and it was kind of more like Discord focused. And quickly we just became teammates. In addition to the other mods that we have, and one of the other mods that started as a mod there, Sponer, has also become a member of the team in a pretty short amount of time, because we've just kind of been you know, going pretty hard with Space Otter Society since we got there. So that was originally Aaron's idea, to
Oh,
start the project.
very cool. It's cool how that works. Like it's the Cardano ecosystem is just so cool. You can meet somebody one day and your business partners the next day. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, it was, and it was one of those things where it took us a little while to kind of flesh out our roles and even our kind of relationship with each other. But it very quickly went from a hey, how do you want this done, and what should we do, to like a friendship type level. And like now we're talking all the time. We're always figuring out what to do next with otters, and so yeah, it does move in a strange way in this space for sure.
Definitely, definitely. So first of all, your new website is fabulous. I saw that a couple of days ago. Love the new website. That's one thing that I see in the space. A lot of people have like Wix websites or like WordPress. They don't have like really nice websites. So that is actually pretty cool. And I like access to the white paper right when you go there. It's really nice.
Thanks. Yeah, that's
Um,
something that's been important to us, and our partners actually created it for us, over
okay.
and with a lot of other stuff in mind as they built it out.
Very cool. Very cool. Who came up with the logo? The logo looks really not real cool.
Our logo, so we've got this monster of an artist in our team, named his name on
Oh
Discord
yeah.
is ADH Damon, or ADH Demon. I'm not sure how he pronounces it, but either one is fine. He is a beast when it comes to especially 3D assets, and we give him like an idea, and he just takes it and runs with it, and he gets so into like the lore, the story of the otters, and he kind of goes with that in mind and just creates. And even for us, it's exciting when we give him a new idea of like, hey, we kind of want this like to be your next focus. Seeing what he's going to come up with, and so that logo started with like the most basic of sketches and a couple ideas, like a concept of like, we want this and this to be included, just go for it. And he came up with that. So it's like we got the 2D format, We've got the 3D that spins. A lot of people actually think that's like what we're minting because it's so good. they think that's like one of the like our Genesis token or something, even though it's not. Yeah.
That's funny. I kind of thought the same thing. I knew it wasn't, but I still had that thought. So
Yeah.
that's funny that you
Yeah,
say that.
we've been getting a lot of people like copying and pasting it and being like, this is what we're getting, right? And like they seem happy with that, and we're like, oh, maybe we're working too hard. We could just drop this, this awesome thing and then call it a day.
That's so
Yeah.
cool. Is that with his creativity? Is that where the concept of all the missions came from? Because I know you did something similar to that in SEAL Society as well.
Yeah, I think the missions are mostly my kind of introduction to the project.
Okay.
Aaron tends to really focus on the art. He's the art director, and he kind of coordinates between all the artists, and he does a lot of the graphics and stuff himself, and coordinates that piece for us. Sponer is our big time collaborations guy. So Sponer's contributions have been um, invaluable because he's introduced us to so many people that have helped us along the way. And we learned very quickly in this space, like if you try to do this in a vacuum, you're not going to succeed. And so we've gotten support from so many people that we probably would not have gotten support from if we didn't have someone like Sponer constantly reaching out, making friends, doing all that kind of thing. And it just takes, that good friendship and personality that he has to do that. Um, the missions, though, mostly my creation. So we did something similar in SEAL Society, kind of, where I was creating these like lore based, stories that people could interact with and engage with, and they seemed to be a big hit. And so when I came over here, I was like, hey, could we maybe include something like that? And Aaron, being the art director, he was like, I think he kind of sees it as like an art form, and he's like, just do it, run with it, like go with it. And before you know it, it kind of became like, I wouldn't say like a center point, but it's become one of the pillars of the project for sure, where like this is a very important piece to us, this interactive storyline where people engage and can interact with it and kind of live and experience it. And actually we just dropped literally like 10 minutes before we hopped on here, we just posted the first teaser because our first mission starts tomorrow, and we just
Oh, okay.
posted the first teaser to it in our announcement. So we're hoping that some people see that and get pretty excited about what's coming tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I was busy with tech issues. I haven't read it yet. I'm excited to read that afterwards.
Yeah, yeah.
I
It's
know
just
that certain.
a quick video, like 10 seconds, but it'll do the trick.
I know that certain otters are going to have access to certain missions. I think I read something like that once
Um,
they met.
I think so. Not necessarily that they're going to have access to certain missions. That's something that we've talked about. But when with something like a mission, they take a while for us to develop the missions, and a lot of work goes into creating them from both the story side, like the images, the graphics, the rewards, and as a result, like we're not going to be able to do like 20 missions a month or anything crazy like that. And so um, we're thinking that they'll always be kind of all inclusive of every otter, but certain otters might get bonuses, or certain otters will get better rewards based on what your holdings are essentially, and kind of how that interplays with the story. Like it'll always make sense with the story as to what otters would get like a bonus or or some type of benefit, going forward.
Okay. Yeah, that is pretty cool. It's like an ongoing book where you never know what's coming next, and I like it.
Yeah, it's fun. And it's, we kind of create it in mind with this idea that a lot of people like mint NFTs and they hang out in their wallet and they maybe don't do too much with them afterwards. They like stake them, or, and they collect their tokens and then they go back on with their day. But we kind of wanted them to have more of a connection than that. And so we think
Mhm.
that by doing this and kind of having like you interact with your otter in some of these missions, or you do things with your otter, it'll kind of create that connection to your otter that makes it a little bit harder to to get rid of or something down the road, because it has that special meaning to you. So that was kind of the goal when we made it that way.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. And as far as staking, you guys are making your own platform, right?
Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why our website took a little bit of extra time. We had a website initially, And then when we decided to go with the custom staking route, we realized very quickly that in order to have all the appropriate integrations on our website for the staking platform, that we were going to have to basically build from the ground up again. And so we just kind of, stopped development on the old one and started development on the new one. And so some of the custom things that you're going to see with our staking platform, which, they'll be very, I think, very interesting and fun, to interact with. But one of the main things is you are not required to lock your asset in a smart contract. So you can stake your otters directly from your wallet. They don't need to go anywhere. You maintain that custody of your asset at all times. And you will earn shells, even if you are token shells, even if you list your asset on a secondary marketplace. So say you put it on JPEG Store, as long as it's above 70 ADA, which is the price that you list for, and our mint is 65, so we're not trying to be greedy with it. But as long as you list it above 70, you'll actually still earn shells during that epoch. If say you take your asset off the marketplace later on, you'll still get those shells like you never even listed it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then on top of that, your shells are actually bound to the NFT. So, and not to your wallet until you claim them. So on our website, we'll have like a claims portal that you can go in, and they'll only expire once every 3 months. So say you wait 2 months to go claim your tokens and you sell your NFT. If you don't claim those tokens before you put it up for sale, whoever buys it can actually go and then claim those 2 months worth of staking rewards from our claims portal. And so we did that. We wanted that because we think it creates a really interesting situation where you might have like what's otherwise a floor otter, but now it has 2 months worth of staking rewards on it. And so when you list it for that, for whatever your price is, people can go research and say, oh, this asset, this NFT, this otter has however many shells attached to it, and it's listed for this much. I think that's a good deal. And you can get a little bit more, for your asset that way. Or, in some cases, like someone's probably going to slip up and list an asset, they're not paying attention, and they have like 3 months worth of staking rewards on it, and then someone just gets it for floor price or something. And that'll be fun too, I'm sure, for whichever community member gets a snipe like that, Yeah.
And you're going to be able to see that on the platform, how many shells are attached?
Yeah, we're going to have like a filter for the entire collection, where you can go look and you can see what every single otter would earn in shells every epoch. And then you'll be able to see how many shells they have actively kind of attached to them in real time.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Now, are you guys going to make your own marketplace, or is this just going to work with whatever secondary marketplace is available?
So I would call it more of a storefront. We're not going for a full marketplace because marketplaces can be, they are very expensive to build out your own. And the functionality is mostly there for the most part. And we're not trying to be a marketplace project in terms of like, that being our thing, where we're trying to make a name for ourselves with that. So we're going to kind of go with more of the storefront concept where we have things that you can then buy with your shells. But it's not going to be on a smart contract basis, where you're basically like posting your otter on our marketplace for sale. It's more just going to be we put things up and you can redeem your shells for them as time goes on. Yeah.
Okay, that's very cool. Very cool. Yeah. You're also speaking about shells. You're doing something interesting in the Discord with your shells. You want to explain that a little bit?
Do you mean with our like Discord currency?
Yeah, the Discord currency. Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. So I just wanted to make sure I'm answering correctly. So yeah, we have like two different, we have our shells, which is our token that you'll earn for staking. And then we have, that's like an on-chain, currency that we're using. And then our off-chain currency, it's just a Discord currency. It's actually, we just call it Otter coins. But they're basically coins that you can earn in our Discord for doing various things, like if you win contests or right now, if you like tweet and you post proof of your tweet about us, we give you those coins. And right now, the only use for those is to buy whitelist roles. So that's one of the ways you can get whitelists in our project is to earn coins and then buy whatever whitelist role you can afford. The thing we're going to be doing with them after mint, though, is we have several use cases for them, all pertaining to our ecosystem. So the main thing you're going to be able to do with them is basically have a chance to win NFTs, basically like in a lottery format. So it's just kind of free. You win them for doing fun stuff, and then you can earn NFTs with them. And then we're going to have a bunch of other things you're going to be able to do with them too, like earning whitelist for other projects and things like that. If it's like a more of a hyped project and we get our hands on some whitelist roles, then we'll probably give them away in different ways than just kind of doing a raffle amongst our community members. We'll kind of give it to the folks who engage and have that kind of extra stuff, so we can reward them for that.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. So you give it to the most active and engaging people, the ones that are more otter friendly, I guess to say.
Yeah. I mean, we have a lot of stuff for passive investors and passive folks that don't want to engage. They don't want to interact. Like if you join our project and you don't want to do the missions and you don't want to do anything in Discord, you never even say hi, that's fine. You'll still probably get some value out of our project in terms of earning those shells and buying NFTs with them, getting whitelists and things like that. But and then other things down the road too. But yeah, definitely for those who are more engaged, there's going to be some benefits for that, just because it makes sense to do that, because that's the stuff we get excited about too.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds really cool. Let's see. We talked about that. The council on the white paper. I was trying to read about that. I haven't really got around to it. That's going to be after Mint, right?
Yes. So we've only kind of teased a little bit about the council, but basically it's going to be a holder role. And in order to join the council, all we've released so far is that you need to hold one Otternaut, which is a specific profession in the NFTs, in the otters. There's 5 professions. Otternaut is the rarest. So you know that you need to have one of those, and then some other things that we've not revealed yet as to what those are. And if you are a member of the council, I will say you probably want to be a member of the council right after Mint, because that's going to be, I'll just say that. If you're a member of the council right after Mint, you won't be disappointed, I promise.
Okay.
But there's a lot of benefits to being a council member and staying a council member. So some of the benefits include you basically get extra things every epoch. And you'll also get exclusive rewards as time goes on. We've only released certain things as of now, but the initial things that we have shown are that you basically get you get some bonuses every epoch for being in the council. And so yeah, it's going to be beneficial. If you're interested in that, you can definitely check it out in the white paper and see what it is. We have I think there's 7 or 8 things, and most of them have little stars next to them, like they're starred out. And so you can see that's the list of perks that we've not released yet.
Yeah, I see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them not yet listed, and then one says more. So that's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
And then isn't there something special, like if you have all 5 of them?
So we've not released too much about what specific holdings we'll do. So we're going to release that either right during Mint or right after Mint, because we want people to see what they get first, and then they can make a decision when that comes out as to whether they want to buy, sell, other NFTs in the project, and kind of get that benefit. But what we have released so far is what the base utility will be for all the different professions. So you already know, if you get an Otternaut, that you will that Otternaut will stake and earn more shells than the other 4 professions. And all 5 of the professions we've already released all the utility for, in terms of what it will be generally, so that you can kind of make a decision based on that. And then shortly after Mint or during Mint, we'll release the specific holdings as to what you need and exactly what you'll get for each of those holdings. But yeah, we've not released anything specific about holding one of each yet.
Okay, I got you. At the rarity now, so it looks like 10% of the drop is going to be an Otternaut. So that's definitely the one to get.
Yeah, they're the rarest for sure. Yeah, they're the rarest. And on rarity too, so that we kind of installed multiple layers of collectability into the project. So there's the different professions, and each profession has its own rarity in terms of, there'll be 10% otternauts, 15% profess otters, and so on. And then on top of that, if you end up with a top 300 NFT or one of the one of ones, there's even more perks on top of the profession utility and on top of being able to stake it. So there's even more benefits that you get for those more rare NFTs. So definitely a lot of reasons to kind of poke around and be sniping, once mint day comes, for sure.
Awesome, awesome. How many one of ones are there going to be?
At least 5. There's the rest are secret for now.
Awesome, awesome.
At least
Okay,
5.
so
Yeah, yeah. And what we've released about them is they're kind of like those 5 are the standing figures, the heroes of Space Otter Society. So kind of like the champions or the the known figures in the society. And the only one that people have really gotten to know so far is Captain Atari. He's the leader of the space program, and he's the one who kind of does a lot of the announcements in the Discord. He kind of posts and talks to people through through the channels, and he's really the only one that people have been introduced to. So the introductions to the others will be coming later, but they will be released in one of one form first.
very cool, very cool. So you'll show the sneak peeks, and then they'll talk in Discord.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. Or they'll have special roles to do things and missions and
Okay.
things like that.
Very cool. Yeah, I've seen a lot of the Captain Atari stuff. That stuff's really good.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely a lot of fun. I'm looking at your supply right now, shells. You're going to have 5.6 billion. Initially 2.5 billion will be minted in a 2-year staking. Is that going to be like after 2 years they're all going to be released, or?
So I think you may have added a couple zeros there. It's 5.6 million. So we went for kind of
I
lower
did add a couple
numbers.
zeros.
Yeah, we went for lower numbers. So 5.6 million total, and then over 2 years, basically the first 2 years supply are going to be minted immediately, so that we can use them for staking rewards, distributions, and prizes and things like that within the project. And then the rest will be minted over the next 3 years as needed for staking rewards and things like that. So we'll be doing it that way. Yeah, lower numbers though. So it becomes really complex when you start having you stake and you get like 12,000 of something, and then the economy gets really complex when you do it that way. So we just kept it like nice, even, easy numbers, so our economy could be kind of easy to understand and intuitive.
Yeah, it's definitely a good, easy number, 5.6 million. That's not a big number either. So they're definitely going to be sought after, especially once the project starts taking off.
Yeah, we hope so. We certainly hope so. We think that pretty soon after we mint, when we start, a lot of the stuff that we talked about with like the staking platform and a lot of the other things that we're doing through the website with the project, they're already being developed. So we're not waiting until mint to start that development. It's already been getting developed for probably the last 4 to 6 weeks, if not longer. And so it's going to be relatively soon after mint where we can start to execute a lot of this stuff, which is really great. So we think that people are going to start to find value with their shells pretty quickly with our project. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Where you mint and then you automatically see things happening. I love it when a team just is already building, and when they mint, they just start showing things.
Yeah. I mean, we're in a bear market, right? And people are scared and they don't want to mint things that look fishy. And I think, a few months ago, like everything would sell out, and you could basically put a few bullet points on a piece of paper and call it a roadmap, and people would buy into it and just hope for the best. But I think right now those days are kind of dwindling, or maybe completely gone, or they're pretty close. Where I think you really need to see some solid project future, and what is the plan, and what are they doing, and what are these people doing with our money? I think all those questions need to be answered, and they need to be answered pretty early on. So that's why we've, we took it very seriously to get our white paper out super early. It's been out since like, I think it was over a month ago or maybe a month ago we posted it. And we've stuck to it. We've barely edited it since then because our plan has just been stay the course. We've got our website done very professionally, so it looks nice and clean, and that we could build all those things on it. We're trying to show people like we're a team that's here to stay, and we're trying to take things very, very seriously, very professionally, and show people that we can be trusted to do this. That we're not just we just don't have an idea, and that's all we've got right now. It's already kind of plans in place and things in motion, before we move on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. A lot of projects nowadays just kind of throw things at the wall and see what sticks. And you guys definitely have a lot of fun in your Discord. I go in and it's always a lot of fun. There's always a lot of good people in there. Hey, how you doing? How's your day? And it's just a great communities. And I think that's what people gravitate to. That's definitely what I gravitate to. A great community that just is, supportive and fun. And with stories, that's even better.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and we've noticed it too. I mean, we've been talking for a while how like our core community has already kind of we're a couple weeks away from mint, so we're starting to get busier. But every early project goes through those phases where there's only so many people in the Discord, and there's people kind of chatting here and there.
Yeah.
But our community's kind of always been like tight knit, and talks about real things. And it's interesting because it's like we'll have these real conversations for 5 or 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden it's just like 100 otter gifs, in a row, and it's always a good time, the way that it goes. But yeah, we've noticed that we have like a really solid core community, that we know like you can just look and certain people are just going to stick with you, stick with us well beyond mint date. And we love it, because the people that we've gotten to know, it's like you go in there and it's just like you're hanging out with your friends, and there's tons of them in terms of people that we feel that way about. So it's great. Yeah, it's great. I'm glad you've noticed it too. Most definitely, and that you feel that way when you come in. Yeah.
Yeah, when you first told me about it, and you're like, we love otter puns, and I had to jump in, and everybody just have great sense of humor, but they're all real people as well. So it's definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely.
One thing that I didn't really understand when I was reading your white paper, maybe I'm a simpleton, but the galaxy stones and the solar pearls. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. And after this, if you kind of tell me what you were having trouble with understanding, maybe it's the verbiage or something, so I can fix it. I'm happy to do that. But
Sure.
so we have two other fungible tokens. So besides shells, we have two other fungible tokens, but these are not a center point of the economy like a traditional utility token in a project. These are more fun items that you get for certain holdings. So we can kind of explain each one. So if you hold tech nodders, which is one of the rarer professions, I think they're only 15%. You will get access to solar pearls. And so we have a certain number that when we have a royalty attached to our project, and it's a 7% royalty. 100% of that money goes back to the community. None of it goes to the team. And half of it will go to our project wallet so that we can do things like buy NFTs for the storefront to keep your value for shells. And then the other half will go into a treasury wallet. When that treasury wallet hits a certain number, a royalty distribution will occur to certain holders. So not to every holder. And we want to make this very clear because we felt when we were developing this that it's always nice when a project gives you ADA back. But sometimes when you hold an NFT for like 4 or 6 months and you end up getting like 2 ADA back, it's like, that's nice, but it doesn't really hit home, right? It's not that much. And so we wanted ours to be, when we did this, we wanted it to be more impactful and feel like you really got something. So the way we did it was, if you hold tech nodders, whenever that treasury wallet hits that number that we designated for an amount of ADA, and that royalty distribution is going to occur, you will get what's called solar pearls, and they will be put into your claims portal. So you can go in and claim them, and then we'll set a deadline and say, you have until this date to send in your solar pearls. Each pearl is one entry, and you can win more than one time. And only so many people will have these pearls. You'll be able to get them a couple other ways. So that's why we require you to send them in, because you can get them from a couple different ways, but they're still going to be very, very rare. And you can win more than once by submitting more than one. Each one that you win will be an ADA value that you'll get sent back to you. So we're only going to do distributions to say 300 to 500 wallets, and we're going to let the community decide that after mint, how many wallets we distribute them to. This is kind of our form of passive income. So if you're really interested in that investor side of things and getting that passive income, you want to load up on ways to get solar pearls, because basically if you have multiple ways to get them, then when we do those distributions, you're going to be able to earn a good chunk of ADA. Like right now, we have the distribution set up at 25,000 ADA. A distribution will occur. And even if the community votes for the maximum number of wallets at 500, so 500 winners, each pearl that you submit that wins would get 50 ADA back with those numbers. And if they go on the lower end and they vote 300, you would get 80 ADA back per pearl that wins. So if you win twice or three times, I mean, you can see how that adds up pretty dang nicely, to have a nice little payday for yourself. So that's pearls.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah. Okay. And then galaxy stones are similar but simpler. So galaxy stones are acquired from holding exploiters, which is another profession. And the exploiters are like the explorers, the adventurers of the society. And so they come back with certain types of treasure, and that's in the form of the galaxy stones. And so when we have an exclusive giveaway, like say we buy like a really nice NFT for the community, or we have really nice whitelists to give away for the community, you will get galaxy stones every epoch. So these don't just happen when we have the distribution. You will get galaxy stones building up every epoch. And again, there'll only be certain ways to get them, so not everyone will have them. And then when something comes in that you like, you can actually send in your galaxy stones and try to win that thing. You're not required to send them in. So it's kind of like a fun little extra we're doing where if we put up an NFT that you don't like, or we do a whitelist raffle that you don't like the project, you don't want to get whitelist there, then you can hold your stones and wait until the next thing comes along and keep building them up, and then put all your eggs in one basket, or whatever the case might be for that thing that you really like. This is just like a fun little extra thing, but that's kind of how the galaxy stones will work. And for both stones and pearls in the future, there's going to be other use cases. We're going to keep them small, so the number of use cases for both of those small, because we want it to feel special. But we also want there to be multiple decision points in the project, right? Like, do I do this or I do this? Should I strategize by sending it in for this thing or this thing? And we kind of want you to have to make that decision as time goes on, and play with your mind a little bit.
Okay, sounds very cool. Very cool. Does definitely make sense now that you talk about it. So thanks for explaining that.
Yeah, no problem.
The next thing I thought was really after seeing your logo, how it spins and everything, and a lot of people thought it was an NFT, is you're actually coming out with animated NFTs. Are those going to be otters or?
Yeah, so in the future, we're definitely planning. It's part of the roadmap, part of the white paper. In the future, we are planning a 3D animated set. It's going to be a very high quality, no expense spared type of set, and the utility for it's going to be outstanding when we get to that point. But it is going to be in the future, but definitely something we're doing. And so that's why we've already been putting out, if we say we're going to do a 3D animated set, our first set is obviously a bunch of 2D, still otters that are not animated. And so we wanted to show and prove that we have that 3D capability and the quality that people can see already with our logo, with our shells token, and the galaxy stone is already completed and revealed. And that's a 3D animated asset. The solar pearl is coming soon. And so people can already see kind of the quality that they'll be getting with that 3D animated set.
Okay, the shell token is a 3D animated token.
Yeah, it well, in the sense that it spins. It's not
Okay,
there's not multiple moving parts to it or anything like that. But yeah, it's got that capability to it.
that's really cool. I haven't seen one yet. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, check the if you go to the sneak peeks, you can see the shells token. We put all the different like the stills, and then we put the MP4 where it's spinning, and then same thing with the Galaxy Stone. That one is a 3D animated and spins, and there's like a galaxy swirling inside the stone. It's super cool. The artist that did that is he that's the guy we were talking about at the beginning. Just an absolute
Hmm.
monster of an artist. I think we showed him like one image of like kind of want something like this, and like here's the idea, and then he just created that beautiful thing. It's like he can do that stuff so quickly too. It's incredible.
That's very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I haven't been to sneak peeks in a little while. I suffer from too many discords, so
Ah,
I'm
yes.
trying to limit them as yeah.
Yeah, I mean, always a problem in this space. I think since I've been on the Otter team, I have like trimmed my discords like crazy because I could just not stand all the notifications and stuff. And I just
Yeah.
don't have time. I just don't have time to be like going through other discords all that frequently now. So if I don't have like a reason to be in the Discord, I am usually not. I just leave because it's hard to maintain it all, and know what's going on. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it really
But
is. It really is. You spend a lot of time in one Discord, and you don't know what's going on in another one, and yeah, it can
yeah,
really become a time succubus.
yeah, absolutely.
So, is there anything about your project that you're excited about that I haven't asked yet?
Ooh, that's a good question. Yes, there is. I would say so. The main thing for us, I was kind of talking about it a bit before, but we didn't really connect it. And so we kind of talked about the staking platform and
Hmm.
the fact that it's fully custom. And so it's no secret. I remember before we kind of talked about who our staking platform was being developed by, in the project. A lot of people were guessing, oh, I bet you're having your staking done through this project or that project, and we were kind of smiling to ourselves and being like, nope, you're all wrong. And we were actually going with this other partner of ours doing the fully custom route. It's more
Okay.
expensive and it takes a lot longer to develop. But the reason that we went with that fully customized staking platform is because right now it's going to look like a mostly traditional staking platform with those caveats we talked about at the beginning, the ones
Okay.
where you can still list your asset on a secondary marketplace and earn shells. You don't have to claim your shells, and you can sell your token with the tokens on there. You can sell your NFT with the tokens on there. But in the future, we're going to be able to incorporate that staking platform into our missions, and into other parts of our project. And so we're going to be able to do some really fun and interesting things to, again, kind of bring your otters to life in a way that, you know, makes people have fun and stay and engaged and interacts, and kind of create that like emotional connection to the project, to their otters, and to each other. Because I think at the end of the day, a lot of people in the NFT space are looking for that sense of community. Um, and so you've got to think, as a project, how do you keep people coming to your community, right? Do they just think of you as an NFT with a dollar sign attached to it or an ADA value attached to it, or do they think of you as a place they call home? And so we try to think of these ways. How can we have people call us home? So they want to come back and see us again, and we want to see them again. And this is one of those ways, because we're going to be kind of building those things to be together in a way that really hasn't been seen before. And so that's one thing. I
Okay.
would say the other thing is and it kind of ties into that previous statement, but our partners that are doing our development, they're called Ada Anvil. A lot of them have roots in Benjamin's Club, Benjamin's group,
Okay.
from a long time ago, kind of some OGs in the space that have pioneered a lot of the technology and innovation in terms of what can be done with Web3 technology. And they're going to be working with us. We're full blown partners with them for this project, and they're going to constantly be giving us the ability to kind of be the tip of the spear when it comes to Web3 innovation, and doing new things in our project. And so we've both kind of agreed to be, I don't want to use the word like guinea pig or test bed, anything like that, because it kind of has a negative connotation. But I would say
Yeah.
we're very well poised to kind of like lead the space in terms of that type of Web3 innovation, because of who we're partnered with and because of the fun ways that we can, fit it into our project and let our community experience it in a traditional way and maybe an otter way as well. That was an otter pun, but it's all good. Got to drop at
Yeah,
least one.
sounds definitely honorific, all right.
There you go. There you go.
But yeah, I like that. Like when I knew you were taking over this project, I knew I wanted to check it out and get into it a little bit. Because you're right, a lot of projects nowadays are like dollar signs. Like people invest because they want to get more money, and having a project where you can hold long term and have a ton of fun with and make money, like that's the best of everything. So
Yeah,
I like
totally agree. Totally agree. And when we were building out the utility ecosystem and coming up with all of the, future plans for the project, our first question always after coming up with a new idea, was, would we invest in this? And if not, why? And if we would, why? And so we feel like we built it in a way where there's something for everyone. Like even if you are that person that just wants to buy it and make money, we think you will. We think you will, even if you don't want to engage. But then if you're one of those people that wants community, wants that interaction, wants that engagement, then this is the place for you, I think. There's other projects doing a lot of lore-based stuff. And we're kind of taking that reins now in a different way, and doing it, our own Otter way, with our missions and things like that.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when I heard you were making your own staking platform, that perked my ears up because most projects are using cookie cutter type stuff, and some are setting themselves apart, but most of them are kind of in the same arena. So any project that's trying to get out of the box and do their own thing is definitely exciting.
Yeah, I agree. And it's not to say anything bad about other projects, but I do think that, people, especially in this current market, they're looking for that extra, like we were talking about earlier, they're kind of looking for that extra, sense of, do I feel safe with this project? Do I feel like this team is going to actually deliver? And I think the days of kind of those, like, those promises of a couple words on a piece of paper for a roadmap, and you don't even know how they're spending the money, and stuff like that. And I think what that shows me, like when I'm an investor and I'm buying into a project, that type of stuff is really important to me, because running a project is running a business 100%. It's a lot more fun than a traditional business, but you're still running a business. You're essentially taking, people's money in order to build something for them, right? And so you're building a product for them in its most basic form. And if you don't even have a plan for how you're going to spend their money, like for me, that's like a big red flag when I'm looking at a
Oh yeah.
project. If I don't think they know what they're even doing with the money, or they're not going to tell me, what they're doing, or they're not even going to tell me what the roadmap is until later, for me, that's just a red flag. I know other people don't mind; they might just buy because they love the art, and that's fine too. If that's the type of investor you are. But for us, we wanted to make it, very clear from the get-go. You can invest in us for multiple reasons. You can kind of buy this and feel safe for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, and those are the best projects to get into, is the projects where you have a couple different ways to do well. Like you can have fun in the group with the missions and stuff. You can make money with the ADA royalties, and it's fun. So you don't have to sell for liquidity in 3 months. You might get ADA in a royalty or something.
Yeah. Or, for me, if I was looking at, the way that we're doing things, I would be maxing out, getting a bunch of shells, and then I'd be buying NFTs, and maybe I just flip the NFTs that I buy from our storefront, and that's my, another form of income, to just kind of, to get a little extra ADA in my wallet or whatever. There's a lot of different ways you can kind of play around in our project, and so we think, like I said, there's a little something for everybody, and you kind of do what you want, as time goes on.
Yeah, I definitely like that. Being able to, I forgot about the raffles you were talking about with the shells and everything. That's a good point. Well, I am excited to see everything. You guys met on the 27th, right?
23rd, 23rd.
23rd,
Yeah,
sorry. Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
23rd. That's not that far away then.
No, it's not. It's getting
And
it's getting close.
it is, it
Yeah,
is.
lots to do. Lots to do.
After Mint, how do you guys have an ETA on the staking platform? Like maybe a month, 2 months?
Yeah, it will be at the very latest, like in quarter 4. But
Okay.
there's even potential for it to be quarter 3, which is, I know that's pretty soon.
Yeah.
And we don't want to overpromise, but as I said, it's already been in development for a while, and we just talked with the developers yesterday and kind of got some some updates and some timelines again. We chat with them most days, but we're not. It's funny, sometimes we talk with them and we just end up joking around about otters the whole time, and then we realize like we forgot to even ask a question.
Okay.
So we or talk about business. But we chatted with them yesterday and we got some good hard numbers. So it should be, soon. I know that word always cracks people up in this space. But
Yeah.
it won't be like 6 or 12 months. It's going to
Okay.
be a lot sooner than that for sure.
Yeah, that is really good to hear, especially like you guys have a good relationship with your dev team.
Yeah.
Most
Oh yeah.
developers don't have sense of humor, so you found a really good one.
Yeah, these guys are pretty funny. We get along with them really well. They like to play jokes. Like we like to play jokes on each other, and it's there. Our conversations with them are not very different from our conversations in our community. So if anyone is wondering what our conversations are like with them, it's like that, except we talk about business too sometimes. Like that's pretty much the main difference. Yeah.
Very cool, very cool. All right. Well, I think we got just about everything hashed out. Is there any parting thoughts you would like to give the community?
I Not about the project in particular. I think just for anyone listening to this and anyone who is going to listen to it in the future, just thanks for supporting us so far. We know that it's a bear market, and we know that we're a smaller project and a smaller supply, and that we're kind of building it from the ground up. And so we really appreciate the support that we've gotten so far from a lot of people in the space. We've gotten tons of support from our partner projects. I could list them all right now, but I'd be afraid to forget one on accident. But we did just announce like a partnership with those AMAs, for example, today, which was a huge project for us. And so we have a lot of these big name established projects. Okay, I'll try those AMAs: Seal Society, Happy Hoppers, Proxies, and let's see what the other. I've got it written down. Got them all written down, of course, so I don't
Okay.
forget. The Cheeky Unz, which we've not formally announced yet, but I think everyone can kind of see that one coming, because we have
Mhm.
like a good chunk of our Discord are guys and girls from Cheeky Unz, and then
Okay.
Cardistacks too. So we've got these like really established projects that that are like putting a lot of faith in us and trusting us and helping us grow, and their communities are helping us grow. Yeah, and so we're just really thankful that we have that support. And honestly, we sometimes in our team chat, we just kind of talk about how humbled we are at the support we get from everyone, because they're like, man, all these people they're putting their faith in us, and they're here, and they seem to love what they see. And we're just hoping to do a good job and deliver for everybody as best we can. Yeah, but so just thank you to everyone. That's all. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. And anybody watching now or in the future, I'm going to have links down below for the Space Otter Society's website, their white paper, their Twitter, and any other links that become relevant between now and whenever you see it. So thanks everyone for watching. Have a great day. Take it easy.
Awesome.